You must have been like cloud nine, right? Like that's just.
Yeah, I'd had my starter room with my cardboard character I'd made, and all I had was that. When Dad was upstairs talking foreign tongues and smashing the place up.
Yeah.
Straight jackets, police seats. That was my refuge.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was going to go there. Anyway, I went to States. Gene Roddenberry had a life-changing moment. In Gene's office. I had to get a loan out to go, I thought, but he paid for it.
Wow.
In his office, and he sat me there. I can't even describe it. I felt it was like I'd never been on a train or a bus on my own. My dad won't never go anywhere.
Right.
Realise what this meant.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm in Gene's office, and he said to me, "What are your ambitions?"
Mm-hmm.
Like an idiot, I said, "I'd like to sit in Captain Shirt's chair." He smiled at me and said, "Well, we can do that for you." I said, "But what are your life ambitions?" And I said to Gene Roddenberry, "I wish I'd have been an actor."
Mm-hmm.
The film when I was at school called Melody, chapter by Mark Lester. They chose some of the, and I did extra work on that, and that stayed in my mind. Wish I'd been an actor. So Gene said to me, "Why aren't you an actor?" I said, "Well, I can't act." Then he put his hands on my shoulders, looked in my eyes, and said, "If man had only dreamed of walking on the moon, they hadn't taken the steps to get there, we'd be earthbound.
Mm-hmm.
To fly tomorrow, the wings today."
Mm-hmm.
He said, "Become an actor." Then he said, "Let's come and sit in Captain Kirk's chair." So it was ridiculous. Did the Gina's amazing things.
Mm-hmm.
Took me to a Chinese restaurant, and I'd never had Chinese or chopsticks, and he fed me with these chopsticks. And just that belief that he had in me, become an actor, then come back and see me again. That's my sort of thing for the stunt team, and that's where it began.
Yeah.
And, the connection with Hollywood, I met people behind the cameras. I went out to dinner with Star Trek cast members, became real friends with a guy who played Chekhov, Walter Koenig.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And it all spiraled from that.
Mm-hmm.
And the connections with the people from Star Trek, they remembered I was over here.
Sure.
And every time I go to training with Richard Castillo, I'd go and visit Gene Roddenberry on the set of every Star Trek film.
Mm-hmm. And
Gene gave me a walk-on part on Star Trek Next Generation.
All right.
That was the beginning.
Dreams, yeah.
Yeah, and to go full circle, it's because the Bruce Lee and Star Trek story went hand in hand.
Mm-hmm.
Bruce Lee, Captain Kirk, Star Trek.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That sort of was. It seems simplistic, but they really were. You know.
I got to ask, because I guess for a lot of people, like that sort of story, you do hear it with some sports people, but to have two things that have sort of pretty much been complete. What is that when you finally done it? I got to ask: is there that sensational feeling of completeness, or is there always, at the moment, it feels like it, but then there's always more? There's always more after. Do you think you ever get to a point of being complete, or do you think never be complete?
Well, the journey is the destination.
Sure. Yeah.
Right? It's like I got my mastership. When I said up to I had a rich uncle, I want to be an instructor in Bruce Lee school. Yeah, of course you will. Just like your dad.
Yeah.
Nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
I got my instructorship, and then years after that, got my mastership from Bruce Lee's people. You never dream it. I met Roddenberry, then walk-on part Next Generation. Then I worked on Star Trek.
Right.
And then 2 years ago, when impossible things stop happening, you're dead. Right?
Yeah.
2 years ago, I was contacted by. They've recreated some Star Trek sets in the States. Recreation of the original series.
Right.
I got to film on those. There were I've been 3 reboots of Star Trek that wasn't taken up. But the sets were turned into a museum. I got a call from the guys, said, "We've got William Shatner coming to see these sets." I looked after him in 1982. Chat to him and shook hands. That's it. Would you come over and be Bill Shatner's close protection?
Right.
All the company goes. So I'd heard that Bill Shatner could be an arse. He had a bad reputation from a lot of people. Walter Koenig, who stayed in my house here, plays Chekhov, hates him. People hated him.
Is that all from Star Trek days, or because I don't know if I'd read something about like the whole T.J. Hooker sort of times. For anybody that doesn't know that show, please look it up. It's got an incredible intro tune. It just sort of yes, it's very repetitive. It stays in your mind. You can never get it out. Me and my friend would watch that constantly on the reruns. It was just Fantastic stuff. I'd heard that on those sets he'd become a little bit more different.
Yeah.
But was it just a kind of personality clash with him? Was it one of those things like?
No, when he began the original series,
Sure.
they loved him. He
Mm-hmm.
was just on the set, and it was fantastic.
Yeah.
After Star Trek, he lost everything. Lived in the back of a camper van.
Right.
The
Wow.
sleep.
I did not know that.
Divorced. His wife took him for everything, house, everything,
Mm-hmm.
and he traveled around the country in a camper van, sleeping in it, doing little theatre gigs.
Wow.
So
imagine that. Imagine being from
yeah, he
almost at one point, number one. That show being yeah.
In the audition, we can't have you, Captain Kirk.
Yeah.
That happened to him. When Star Trek came back, he'd already done T.J. Hooker, and he was.
Yeah.
So Walter, Jimmy, and George said to me, his ego was, and I'd heard stuff. I loved Captain Kirk, and I was so disappointed that, oh God, my hero, still was Captain Kirk. When I was asked to go over to look after William Shatner, I thought the saying "never meet your heroes."
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah. So I was crapping myself. I mean, the reason why I asked why I became quick backtrack, because my dad was apparently schizophrenic and all this. I had no belief in myself, and I was going to be a failure. Everything I did, everything I still do, my mum was amazing. Was really a lot of it for years was to prove to myself I wasn't frightened. I wasn't just a son of poor Harry. Just lived in fear for everything. And so I became a stunt man full of danger. I'd fight the biggest people with the martial arts things. You still there? Frozen. Yeah. I'd fight everyone. And
sorry about that.
Also become a bodyguard, looking after Arabs and different people, even. So I didn't realise it till later on. I seemed to seek danger to prove myself to myself. So they knew I'd done that. So they contacted me about William Shatner. Also, I'd been in Star Trek, so I was in the fraternity.
Right. Yeah, of course.
But so I flew over to Ticonderoga, upstate New York, where these incredible Star Trek sets are. And I had to meet William Shatner at the airport, hold up a card, and I was looking forward to making it right in my life. I thought, oh, what? Anyway, it turns out that me and William Shatner, he was in the front of the car with the driver asking, do you want to go in front of a big SUV? I was in the back. This is the moment, And then he'd asked the driver where he's from, and he turned and looked at me. So in case you're wondering, Bill, England, listen, I'll come over to look after you. He looked at me. I said, I've been 48 years in the martial arts. He loves UFC.
Right.
He's done karate and everything. I remember from years ago. And we hit it off like you wouldn't ever believe. And the 2 hours drive to the sets, we started talking about life, my dad, him, and I've looked after him there for two years.
Yep.
And when we got to the Star Trek sets, there's a big engineering where Scotty was. There's a lot of VIPs there, paid a load of money for the tours. Also, 1,500 ordinary people went outside.
Sure.
We got into the Star Trek engineering set, and then someone said, Captain Kirk used to have loads of fight scenes in engineering. Why was that? And he said, well, there's lots of space. And then he went, where's John? And I said, I'm pretty sure. He went, we're going to have a fight. Yeah, he's 90 now. He was 88 then.
Yeah,
I think someone kicked John's ass. With this, he starts with some years as a stuntman. I'm getting up by Captain Kirk. So every time he did a tour, he did so many tours a day. Every time we've done that for the past 2 years, I've got it on film. I've got
What a moment.
He's beaten me up. Then he tells everyone one of the best martial arts in the world, and he lets me do this to him. He said one day John's just gonna
flip.
So and I've got to know the real William Shatner. He said he had a health scare. I think it's nearly 10 years ago, something like that. He was going to die for a long time. He said, John, I've not been the person I could have been, I should have been. I've made so many mistakes. He said, my job, as long as I'm on the earth, is to give back, help these people. He said, they're all heroes, disabled people. He said, and so I'm friends with William Shatner, who takes me out to dinner.
Wow.
He takes me to dinner. So I should have been dying this June. So that's another side of. So no, to answer your question, nothing ends. I didn't dream I'd ever be doing that with him and become his friend.
No.
So he knows what,
Yeah, that's crazy. man, I feel like we could talk forever. We need to get you back on this podcast, that's for sure, to talk more about stuff. But I want to end on this. But you mentioned about your book. Obviously, are you still pretty much in? How kind of complete is that at the moment? Are you still writing bits to it? And I'd like to know as well, how was the process for you for writing? Because me personally, it can be very unsociable. And are you somebody that writes it? You'll start writing a chapter and then go back to it later and finish it and then never get around to it. Like, how is the process for you with writing in general?
Well, this book, I'll tell you what, because all the life I had and all this stuff.
Sure.
I was a guest at a convention and there was a guy came up to me. I signed autographs. Sounds like you got your own art, but
yeah,
stuff autographs. And he was sweating. He was large, and bless him. And I looked up him, photograph. I said, "Who would you like it to?" And he threw it to me and he said, "I know you think I'm fat, but it's all right for you. You've been to Hollywood. You're martial arts. You're a film star, but I've had it hard." And he's like, "I've had it hard." And when I was, oh my God, bless him. And it made me realise, I thought, no one knows where I came from.
Right. Yeah.
So I decided to write the book for people, to give them hope that you can get to here from there. I remember punching the walls, crying, no friends, no job, dad smashing the place up. So it's never over till it's over. So I started writing the book, The Other Side of Harry. It's been released 13 years now.
Yeah.
Years ago. But I found the process so difficult because the young boy I used to be, we had such a life, I had to revisit and become that person again.
Yeah.
I had to strip down all the confidence I built up, the journey I've had to write from his perspective. And that was soul destroying. I was depressed and I've got to teach class tonight. What's wrong with you? So I'd sit down, I'd revisit, like you say, but I made sure I did it for so many hours a day. I did that. From the book goes to mental health charity. It's probably on Amazon and everything. But my last big impossible ambition. Sorry about that.
Sorry.
I got feedback and emails from people all over the world about the book. It literally saved my life, John. Your thing about never giving up, the light will come back into your life. I hung on and I got through. So it made me realise, wow, if I can do that with a book, and everyone kept saying, this should be a film. This should be a film.
Sure.
I was approached by 3 companies. All of them turned into nothing because various reasons. One script wouldn't even let me have input in the script, and it's my story. Right. So during this lockdown, you've been there, eh? So I've been in contact with, I put a thing out on Facebook. All these Hollywood contacts. I've got so many friends, actors and everything in Hollywood, but the reason they're friends is because I've never used them.
Right. Yeah, of course.
Oh, you're my friend, Nick. Get me in this. But I put a thing on, said, look, I want to make my book into a film. It's been said time it should be a film. Who can help me do this? People got back to me, and there was a scriptwriter said, I'll do the script. But I sent the scriptwriter, the book to the scriptwriter, and I think it was, they got strep throat, so they couldn't do it. But I think it was daunting. So I wrote my book and thought, who but me could write this? So for the lockdown, I've been writing we realised it's too big for a film, too long. So they've got contacts, they said, with HBO and stuff and Netflix, a 3-part miniseries called The Other Side of Harry, covering from when I was born in 1957, dad, straitjackets, police sieges, starvation, all this stuff, and then the transition with the martial arts, and then me being me, trying to help as many people as I can, martial arts and bodyguard and all this stuff. So I think about another week and I've finished the script. I haven't got a clue what to do next. I'll send it to the Kat, her name's Kat, and see if what she thinks of it in Hollywood. And I don't want to go to crowdfunding, especially with the current climate. No one's got anything.
Sure.
It would be sacrilegious to ask people for that. But I'm determined, like you say, what's left. The film is the last impossible thing, and it's going to happen for people like you and me, who've been on a journey. But there's some people now going through hell.
Yeah, of course.
I was years ago, especially the lock-in with someone who's abusive. They've got no hope. And if they're thinking of not getting to tomorrow, get to tomorrow. And that's actually the book is.